After the end of the civil war, the newly minted new Syrian president, Al-Shara, visited the United States, completing a dramatic transformation from a terrorist once wanted by the U.S. with a $10 million bounty to now being Trump's honored guest. How did he pull this off? It's a good time to revisit an article written 6 months ago. When people talk about Trump 2.0's foreign policy, the public usually focuses on tariffs, Ukraine, Iran, and China. But there have actually been many other sweeping, high-impact moves, such as a total 180 on Syria policy. A few months ago, Trump held a summit with the strongman president of New Syria, Ahmad Husayn Al-Shara, announcing that the U.S. would lift all sanctions on Syria, except those targeting former President Assad, and normalize relations with the country. The impact on the Middle East might end up being even bigger than Iran's missile launches. Trump described Al-Shara like this: a tough guy, very strong past. And while Trump's adjectives are always over the top, even that barely captures the legendary nature of this new Syrian strongman. If it were rule-based Biden, it's hard to imagine him shaking hands with someone like this so quickly. If at all, Al-Shara was born in the 1980s. After 9/11, he was inspired by global jihadist movements and joined what was nominally the Al-Qaeda branch in Iraq, nominally because the group actually operated independently, with little real connection to Al-Qaeda's central leadership. Its leader was the infamous Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. Known worldwide for live-streamed executions, Al-Shara was regarded as Zarqawi's key lieutenant, even rumored to be the organization's number 2, though he later denied this. For this, he was captured by the U.S. and imprisoned for more than 5 years, including time in the notorious Abu Ghraib prison. Yet he earned respect among fellow inmates for teaching them classical Arabic. He really was that tough. After his release, Al-Shara founded another militant group, the Al-Nusra Front, Jabhat al-Nusra, again nominally an Al-Qaeda affiliate. At the same time, ISIS was rising, and ISIS itself evolved out of Zarqawi's group. Because of these historical ties, Al-Shara had friendly, semi-dependent relationships with both Al-Qaeda and ISIS, receiving resources from both sides and growing rapidly. Of course, al-Nusra's track record of terror attacks and suicide bombings made it nearly impossible to clean up its image, which is precisely why the U.S. designated Al-Shara an international terrorist and put a $10 million bounty on his head. But Al-Shara is a smart man. He gradually realized that neither Al-Qaeda nor ISIS had a real future, so he began to pivot, moderating, reforming, and abandoning the ideology of global jihad. He rebranded himself as a purely Syrian nationalist, basically a patriotic warlord, and worked hard to reshape his international reputation, relying heavily on Turkey as his major backer. To prove his loyalty, he broke with both Al-Qaeda and ISIS, then built his own autonomous mini-state inside Syria by helping eliminate both groups. Finally, when Russia and Iran were too distracted to prop up Assad, Al-Shara suddenly launched an offensive and toppled Assad within a week, then absorbed the remaining opposition forces and unified the country. No one ever imagined that Syria's brutally devastating 10-year civil war, countless dead and injured, would just end like that. Al-Shara comes from a well-educated family. His parents were intellectuals, and his grandfather was a major landowner, meaning he actually belonged to the old elite, with a solid understanding of how to make money and revive an economy. Militarily, he depends on Turkey, but after becoming the president of New Syria, he also secured Saudi Arabia as a financial patron. Syria used to be part of Iran's sphere of influence. Now that it has pivoted toward Saudi Arabia, Riyadh naturally sees this as a win and is happy to overlook the details. With both Turkey and Saudi Arabia giving him their stamp of approval, Trump made the major decision to embrace Al-Shara from the traditional American rule-based order point of view. All three leaders, Turkey's, Saudi Arabia's, and Syria's, are authoritarian strongmen. But Trump prefers dealing with people who can make decisions with one hammer strike. Leaders who can say it and make it happen.